How goes it, folks? Hope your family's still intact after the projected election results. Yes, Biden and Harris are the projected winners, but somehow I still feel like I'm legally obligated to say Trump has a chance because of the recount, but I don't know. And if your family hates each other and Thanksgiving is going to be awkward this year, well, I don't know what to tell you. I usually run away from my problems or eat them away. Cue the poor John and Sean, let's do this. Heyo and welcome to Drew's News Live, your hub for the coolest headlines talking about dining, robotics, entertainment, world, and sports news all within minutes. Minutes. Come on, dining awaits. In dining news, there's just so much to talk about, surprisingly. McDonald's and Pizza Hut are trying to appeal to vegans and herbivores by revealing plant-based alternatives with Beyond Meat products. On Tuesday, according to Fox News, Pizza Hut and Beyond Meat forged a partnership to bring consumers the Beyond Italian Sausage Pizza and the Great Beyond Pizza. The Great Beyond. Well, the Wall Street Journal reported on Monday that McDonald's announced their plan to bring vegetarian items known as the McPlant line to American stores next year. Yes, the f***ing McPlants have already had a test run in Canadian stores with Beyond Meat apparently supplying the patties for the line. Also, California Prop 22 was passed, which now defines rideshare and app-based delivery drivers as independent contractors, with companies now having to adopt labor and wage policies for their contractors. And finally, for those of you who still dine in during the pandemic, you could see a charge on your bill in the future known as the COVID-19 recovery fee. An additional fee described by the LA Times as a, quote, way to recoup business losses sustained during the pandemic. According to Eater, while restaurant owners are either yay or nay on the issue, Supervisor Hilda Solis suggested the Department of Consumer and Business Affairs look into whether they should let businesses apply this fee and respond back by November 24th. Also, Flacco brings carnitas to East Hollywood, which, yes. In robotics and tech news, Mashable reported on this Boston restaurant chain known as Spice, which uses technology to build their customers' food. The chain uses a contraption called the Infinite Kitchen, which can do all kinds of stuff like cook pasta, chicken, and vegetables, and spit out your food made to order. All customers have to do is input their preferences, and for those with allergies like me, I have a shellfish allergy. I'm not like one of those weirdos who has a peanut allergy or something like that. There's a menu to cater to allergies too. So yeah, it's official. The robot uprising is upon us, and with all your information, don't be surprised if they launch tons of nuts at you. Wait, please don't make that a meme. Also, Apple held an event on Tuesday known as One More Thing, which is short for one more thing your failing kid wants for Christmas, but says they'll use for school. Anyways, Apple announced their new M1 chip, which will be their first Mac chip, iOS apps being able to run on Mac in the future, their new 13-inch MacBook Air and MacBook Pro, their new Mac Mini, and their new Mac OS 11 update. So much. If you want to catch up, I'll leave a link to TechCrunch's article where I got this information from, and they break down the event and all the specs of the tech, so go ahead. In entertainment news, there's been a lot of deaths this year that hurt us pretty deeply, even some that seemed just unreal at the time. Kobe Bryant, Chadwick Boseman, heck, Ruth Bader Ginsburg wasn't even supposed to go so soon. But I think one that affected me personally was the passing of Jeopardy host Alex Trebek on Sunday. I don't know about you, but my parents only watched two things on TV when I was growing up, and heck, even now. The Dodgers and Jeopardy. So Alex Trebek's voice was just as recognizable as Vince Scully's, and I don't know, just a thought about never like hearing his voice again after Christmas. Just really hurts. An absolute TV and game show legend, Trebek hosted Jeopardy since 1984 and was known for his banter with some insanely smart cookies and his own pronunciation of the word genre.
This genre of novel, this genre of game, this alliterative genre, this fantasy genre, this spooky genre, this popular genre.
According to the New York Post and Jeopardy's executive producer Mike Richards, an 80-year-old Trebek died after a battle with pancreatic cancer, but, quote, fulfilled his wish of sitting on his beloved backyard swing with wife Jean and admiring the view. According to NBC News and Richards, Jeopardy will continue to air the final 35 episodes with Trebek until Christmas Day, with Richards stating, that's what he wanted. Rest in peace, Alex. You'll be missed. So for world news, I made the executive decision to discuss a world topic, issue, or crisis during the segment rather than just news headlines because it's my show and I can do what I want. So today we're talking about China versus Australia. And you're probably going, what? Australia has enemies? They're that one person you would think in a diverse group of friends that nobody has a problem with, but no, apparently they have beef with China. But why? Well, doing a little research, according to the South China Morning Post, there's been rocky economic tensions between the two countries over the last several months. However, it does not mention how the Australian government raided the homes of Chinese journalists in Sydney or allegations of racism in Australia towards Chinese people. It also does not mention China warning their citizens not to visit Australia in the timeline. Not in the whole article, just in that little timeline thing. Basically, tension started when the Australian Dumping Commission continued to impose anti-dumping duties on Chinese deep-drawn stainless steel sinks and began initiating more anti-dumping investigations into products from China and other countries. Following that, Australia was like, China, you gonna tell us about coronavirus? And China was like, that's it. Australian barley is getting hit with an 80.5% tariff. Then it just became a continuation of the Australian Dumping Commission continuing to impose anti-dumping laws on China before China was like, you know what? Let's see how you like it. Then Chinese customs banned Australian imports, including log timber and grains, which somehow delays Australian lobster imports. I don't know. But coal, barley, wine, copper, and even sugar all face potential blocks in China unless Australia Prime Minister Morrison apologizes to the Chinese government. I assume apologize. According to Bloomberg, Assistant Minister of Commerce Li Chenggang said on Wednesday, a healthy relationship needs the nurturing and care of both. Wait, not that part. Australia should know more clearly than China what it needs to do to improve this relationship. Guys, you're grown men. Just kiss on the lips and make up already. Wrapping up with sports news, USA soccer star and Diamond Bar legend Alex Morgan made her first Tottenham Hotspur and professional debut since giving birth to her daughter Charlie back in May, according to NBC Sports. Morgan came off the bench at the 65th minute in a 1-1 draw with Reading, but failed to score during the Women's Premier League match. Though this was her first professional appearance in over a year, she told CBS Sports, quote, "It just feels good to get back on the field for the first time." Morgan signed with the English team on loan from the Orlando Pride back in September, and with an October injury delaying her first appearance, the American looks ready to come back and help her team score some goals. And lastly, Jeff Luhnow, the ex-Astros general manager, filed a lawsuit on Monday against his former team, claiming he was not aware of the camera used to steal signs during their World Series run, and that according to his lawyers, quote, MLB's investigation actually was a negotiated resolution between Astros owner Jim Crane and MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred that enabled the team to keep its World Series championship. It goes on to further say, basically, Luhnow was thrown under the bus for this entire thing he had no knowledge of, and that the only person who implicated Luhnow spoke of sign stealing was Tom Coach Weiser, the Astros Director of Advanced Information. Luhnow's lawyers claim Coach Weiser stole signs and lied during the MLB's investigation to save his own job. Luhnow's breach of contract lawsuit seeks more than $22 million in salary owed to him under his deal when he was fired at the beginning of the year. As always, thank you for making it to the end of the video. I've been your host, Andrew Alonzo. And before you go, check out my SoundCloud podcast, The Drews News Podcast, where this week I talk about how President-elect Biden, or somehow Trump after the recount, would affect the dining, robotics, entertainment, world, and sports industries. Link to that episode will be in the description alongside my Twitter, @DrewsNewsLive. Follow me there for post-election coverage and cool tweets. I say cool way too much. Alright, I just bought some bread, so I'm gonna go make a killer sandwich. I don't know, make like mayo and lettuce and stuff like that. See y'all next time.